It looks like it's going to be a fantastic day in the market. Most stocks are up. The ones that we're in, at least, a lot of them are up by quite a bit, actually. Nio's up almost 3%, or is up 3%. CCIV up almost 6.5%. We're going to talk about all of our top stocks that we're working with today. So this video is going to be a little bit longer than normal, but stick around because we think you guys are going to enjoy the content we got in this video. So, stick around for it. Also, hit that sub button. We're trying to hit 5,000 subs by the end of this month. That's all we ask. It's the best way to stay up to date on all things Nio and all things stock market related news, and it really helps support the channel. So without further ado, man, let's just go ahead and hop into it. So let's start off with Nio. We'll talk about Nio. There's a little bit of news just in the EV sector in general, not really directing towards Nio, but this has a long-term effect with Nio, and we're going to explain that here in a second. So Ernst & Young is expecting that the EV dominance is going to be happening by 2033, 5 years earlier than they expected. So basically they're saying that EVs are going to outsell and have more sales than gas combustion vehicles by 2033. And that is huge because that's sooner than I thought. Like, I wasn't like, Biden introduced the plan to have America converted over to EV by 2050, and they're saying 2033. Like, that's a hella quick time, man. Right. So yeah, I'm hoping to see that happen because I'm highly invested in Nio, and I really want to see this baby run up because I'm looking to retire. But they said that the reasonings behind this were tighter regulations on the cars, for combustion vehicles, and the tighter restrictions to get more people to convert over to EVs for clean energy, and the incentives that come along with it, such as tax benefits. You get the tax write-off or the tax deductions when you go to purchase a vehicle, $8,000 off, the vehicle because it's an electric vehicle. They also said that they predict that the AI forecasting tools, with autonomous driving and stuff, is also going to help drive EVs to surpass gas vehicles as well. Because, I feel like as Americans, we're getting lazier and lazier, and the easier and easier things become, the more that we're going to want to do it. So who's not going to want to just go hop in their Tesla or their Nio and just drive themselves to McDonald's, without having to actually drive? The car's going to literally take you there. So they believe that that kind of feature, those AIs and stuff like that, will help push this sector forward as well. And they also said in this article, that by 2045, they predict that less than 1% of the gas vehicles or car sales are going to be gas vehicles, which to me seems a little pushy, but that seems a little out there. But I still think you're going to always have the gas vehicles because people are going to be collectors. People are going to try to get the muscle cars, and there's nothing that's going to beat. You're not going to beat the sound of a combustion vehicle with an electric vehicle. Like, it's just probably it's not going to happen. Yes. So. But they said that they expect EV sales to take over gas vehicles in Europe by 2028, in China by 2033, and the U.S. by 2036. We're always lagging here in the U.S. But that stuff could all relate over to Nio because of the fact that Nio's one of the biggest EVs over in China right now. And, those sales could potentially go to Nio. Obviously not all of them, but that could directly relate to Nio. That could go to Tesla, CCIV, all of them.
Yeah, they should all grow exponentially pretty much.
Right, exactly.
So that's huge. But I also have some estimates here as well. Global EV sales are expected to grow 49% to 4.35 million units this year.
That is crazy.
Over 4 million EVs, like that's insane to me in a year, because we're just at the beginning of this, and that's representing an annual growth rate of 49%, and that's according to a report released by market research firm TrendForce. So 49% growth year over year. That is massive. And that means obviously that's growing a lot. People are getting more into these EVs, because it seemed like with Tesla at the beginning, well, it doesn't help that they were all over like $100,000, but it seemed like the adoption rate was pretty low. Like, you didn't really see one, and like now, at least where I live, like I see them all the time. It's just it's almost at the point where you're like, it's like a Civic or something. Like, you see you see them everywhere.
Well, now that they're getting cheaper, it's making it easier for people to get them.
Exactly, that's the whole reason. But new energy vehicle sales currently account for only 5% of overall vehicle sales. Like I said, meaning the market's growth potential is still ridiculously huge. Like I said, we're at the very beginning of this still. And in February, the CPCA forecast that wholesale sales of new energy vehicles in China would reach 2 million units this year. And in April, it raised that forecast to 2.2 million units this year.
Right.
So just China alone is over there just killing the game with EVs.
Right.
Like, it's insane.
And just wait. I'm just waiting until they, wait till Europe gets more onto it, which there are, at least Norway's already 50% more. And then once the States finally get into this kick, I think we're going to see good things come from it as well. So, we'll see what happens. But yeah, so let's go ahead and talk about the stocks. We'll show you guys where we think these are going. It looks like the market just closed. So we'll talk about all that, give you our price predictions on a lot of these stocks. So this is where it gets interesting. So if you guys are here, stick to, bear with us. Let's go look at it. But so let's start off with Nio. So Nio, we have our year end or weekend or week. By the weekend, by Friday, we're still thinking this thing's going to sit around $48. It doesn't take much to get us there. We've already touched 48 once. So I can see this thing going back up in this direction. We're obviously having a buyback because yesterday was a massive sell-off of almost 6%. If it did not already, if it didn't hit 6%, I can't remember right off the bat. But this $45, $46 support resistance line right now is definitely a thing right now. So we're still trying to kind of teeter with this resistance. It's as a resistance right now, but it could be a support if we can break through it and hold it. But we got to hold it. Now, I'm still hoping that we hit $48 by the end of this week and hold that $48 because then it's going to be off to the races up to 50, if not better. So we just have to hold on to it. Fingers crossed that it continues to go. We're still kind of teetering again with this, this last stage before we're off to new time, all-time highs. And I think that's where it's going to be. And, this good news coming out of them predicting sales, to be 40+% this year, and then they're expecting the dominance by 2033. I think that's good news. People are starting to kind of like, okay, buying back into. I mean, Tesla, Nio, CCIV, they were all up today. Nio was up 3% on the day. Tesla was up 5%, and CCIV, I believe, was up up 7%. So I think this is all good news coming to this sector. It's just a matter of keeping the momentum going and pushing forward and holding on tight. So that's a good thing coming out of Nio. So hopefully things hold there, and we'll see what tomorrow holds. So again, right now, obviously the market just closed, so we're sitting obviously even right now. But CCIV had a killer of a day, a massive day. They were up almost again 7% on the day, and they had huge news coming out of them, for the day. There's talks of them working on the kinks in their cars, getting the production line, ready to start producing these cars. I think they said they're trying to do what, like 400 or 500 vehicles this year. Yeah,
so they're going back to the pre-production thing. They're working on pre-production builds right now to work out any kinks, like you said, before they start releasing these things, because obviously that's what you want to do. But yeah, they're planning on delivering 577 vehicles this year, and they say that they already have 10,000 plus reservations. So
that's huge.
Well, actually, yeah, it says over 10,000 and growing. So that's that is fantastic news,
right?
But yeah, not to just give everything away, because we're going to talk about this in our next video as well. So watch out for that one. But they're also planning to release an SUV as well, which should come out in the second half of 2023. So it's a little ways away, but they're just starting out as a company with delivering these things. So yeah, right. I mean, the big thing is 10,000 plus reservations, and yeah, they're getting closer to starting to release cars, which is obviously good.
Right, which is good. And now that we're finally starting to see this stock, so we can look at it, we're starting to finally see the stock push that $25 resistance line. We've touched it a couple times, got real close here, and every time we broke past it, it's pulled back. So, in the coming last days or so, the last couple days, we could see a decent support of about $22, $23 or so. But the actual support that we've been in for quite some time is down here about $18. So hopefully we never see that again. Right. But if we can hold this $22 and just break past this 25, I think once we break past 25, then it's going to be off to 30, the next solid dollar mark. I think if we can hit that $30 and just keep flirting with it right there and just keep going, and I think this thing's going to be off the races. But I think CCIV is really going to start to take off when we start to see deliveries, when they start when that merger date comes out. The merger's coming next month.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think we'll get closer to that 30. It's exactly a month away. July 23rd is the merger date. So I think maybe starting a week before, but at least, a few days before leading up to it, it's going to start going up. And that's when I see, we getting kind of to that 30 and possibly breaking that 30 during that time frame.
Right.
And then, it's just straight blast off probably after that.
Exactly. So we'll look out for those catalysts there. By the end of this week, I would like to see CCIV holding $25, $26 somewhere. Yes. If we can hold the solid 25 and just keep flirting with it there, I think we're going to be in good hands with CCIV. This one's definitely a long-term play, so you're definitely holding on to this one for quite some time because this one, a lot of people got caught holding the bag here in this previous drop.
Yeah.
So
I look at this as kind of like investing into Tesla in the early years. Like we might just sit here and not really do a whole lot, but this thing's they're doing awesome things over there. So it's eventually gonna take off. We just gotta get in now while it's cheap, and then just be patient. It's not gonna be quick gains, but it's gonna eventually blast off.
Exactly. And so let's talk. So going on to EVs, let's talk about Tesla real quick. So there's a report that traders that were on Wall Street were saying that we're going to see Tesla hit the $700 again. They said to look for Tesla to run beyond $700 per share, and that's coming from CNBC, which usually the whole freaking corrupt news media wants to see Tesla go down, but the fact that they're saying it's going to go up is good.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I've seen this with Kramer too. Good old Kramer.
Right.
He hates Tesla when it's doing bad, but then once it starts going up, he loves Tesla.
Right.
Just a few weeks ago, he was saying Tesla's terrible. Don't buy it. Now he's saying to buy it. When it's starting to do good. So that's probably why CNBC is doing the same thing. The stock is starting to finally come up some. So then they'll put out the positive news.
Right. Exactly.
So, yeah,
exactly, and that's the $700 is actually one of our resistance lines. We've seen it touch here a couple times in the past. Back in March. So hopefully, we ran past it in April and it pulled back all the way back down to $560. So $700 is going to look real juicy to those that bought down here on this way dip. Way down here.
And $700 to get there from where we are now is not really very much. We're up 5% today, and it's up
was
$32.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not going to take much to get back to 700.
Right. So maybe we'll see that in the next coming weeks. I'm hoping with that good news it helps drive this stock up even more. But by the end of this week, I would like to see Tesla sitting around. I would probably say the 675 mark, maybe 660. Just kind of hang in there. Just keep working your way up. I don't want to see any more pullbacks. I want to kind of see this thing keep going. But who knows what the market holds? Who knows what the government holds? Because tomorrow we're going to talk about freaking inflation again. Who knows?
Right.
This thing could swing on a dime, and just hopefully we keep working our way. But I'm hoping to see that 700 in the next coming weeks because of the CNBC putting out that report.
Yeah, something I'm noticing right now, and I noticed this earlier with Nio, is the volume was really low on Nio today, and Tesla is only 30,000. Look at Nio, is only 38 million, or I meant 29 million, not thousand, but only 38 million. So I'm pretty surprised that it held that high. I'll take it.
Right.
That's fine.
You usually don't see this kind of movement.
Surprised.
Yeah, you usually don't see this kind of movement when there's that little of volume.
Right. So like I said, I'm pretty surprised that everything was up so high with low volume, but I'll take it.
Right. So then the last two stocks we've got for you guys, the meme ones coming off Wall Street Bets, coming off Reddit, they did not do as hot today. AMC did it was kind of flirting with death a little bit here, only up just a fraction of a percent. It's down about 0.5% right now. I'm not too concerned about that because I'm only concerned during pre-market. Right. So we look at AMC. AMC is still on a decent uptrend. It's slowly getting there, trading sideways right now. So we have this marked out with support and resistance right now. So a good support is about $51, and a good resistance seems to be this $60 mark.
Yeah,
we cannot freaking beat.
Yeah, we really need to get past that.
Yeah, so if we can get past 60 and hold, like every time we broke past 60, it shot all the way up to 65, like easy, no problem. But
today sorry to interrupt. Today it bounced off. It bounced off 60. We got just above 60, and then it just came back down. Neo or not Neo, volume on that was kind of also low. I don't know. Everything in general was kind of a low volume day for what they usually are, but yeah, man, we need to bust past 60 for this thing to really start flying. But at least we're holding this level.
Right.
That is a good thing.
Right. And I mean, you can kind of see the pattern we got going on here. It's kind of, it's kind of slowing down a little bit. So we could see the next jump up, who knows? Again, with AMC being such a wild ride, this one's really hard to predict. But I'm still hoping anywhere between $60 and $63 by the end of this week. Today's Wednesday, so we got 2 more days in trading. So hopefully we can kind of break past that and see what happens. You never know. With these crazy wild rides. And Wish was another one. Started off really hot today, and then kind of pulled itself back. But this one's still in a solid uptrend as well. We can see that every single day it just keeps slowly working its way up. We did have the pullback yesterday, so we did expect people to buy in today. It was up just a little over 0.5%, 0.75%, and for
you
this
can
one,
see.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say you can see that it's higher lows every time it dips, which is obviously good. That's why we're it's still the uptrend. And today we did get above the 14 resistance, but we just couldn't hold it. Just couldn't hold it.
That's the problem. We got to hold these things in order for us to blast off and keep going. So hopefully, in the next coming days, we start to see this thing keep going. Again, it is in a solid uptrend. So hopefully it continues in this trend and continues to go up. But again, with this one being a Wall Street Bets meme stock, as they call them, it's a wild ride. This could go up or down. But what excites me the most about Wish is the 12-month forecast from TipRanks. The fact that they got this all the way up to $24, $28, somewhere in that ballpark. I mean, easily doubling your money. Easy.
Yeah, so even if you're in this, not even just for the whole meme sake, but like you're just in it because you think it's going to be a good long-term play. I mean, it seems like it's going to be. You could get 100% in the next 12 months, according to some analysts. So
exactly. So we'll keep an eye on that, and we'll keep an eye on all these stocks. And what we always do, we always like to tell you guys anything new comes out about them, we'll pass it your way. But that's going to wrap up this long video. We hope you guys enjoyed this update. We wanted to go in more depth with a lot of these stocks because sometimes we get questions on them, so we like to talk about all of them because we're invested in more than just Nio. Shockingly, you guys may not know that, but yes, we are in more than just Nio. We didn't even get to talk about Ford today because that was one of ours, and that was up quite crazy today too. So we'll talk about that in the coming videos. We're also going to be live streaming tonight, so if you guys want to be in that live stream, hop over there. 10:30 tonight. We'll be on here talking about everything stock market related news. So if you guys made it this far, thank you so much. And if you did, let us know in the comment section below. Just say like, I'm the freaking best in the world. Something. Just let us know so we know you made it through. We'll thank you guys so much. We got all the links in the description if you guys are interested in any of that. We got one down there for Weeble. We got one down there for the merchandise, and we got one down there for the Patreon that gets you access to the Discord. So if you're interested in any of that, it's in the description and it's in the first comment of this video. So again, thank you guys so much for all your support. We'll see you in the next video.